the Supreme Court has once again allowed for even more corporate money to buy our elections and, of course, buy our politicians. This was a ruling in a case brought by none other than Vice President J.D. Vance himself and the National Republican Senatorial Committee. What happened was that when Vance first decided to run for office in the decades ago of 2022, and the reason I pause for emphasis there is because I don't think a lot of people realize that the Vice President of the United States was only in politics for 2 years. 2 years, not even 2 full years, before he became a heartbeat away from being President of the United States. That itself is dangerous. But anyway, when he was running for Senate in 2022, he didn't have any money, right? The money ran out pretty quick. So he wanted to coordinate with the National Republican Party so that they could fund his ads and do all this. But that was illegal. You're not allowed to do that as a candidate. You cannot coordinate targeted political ads with your political party, right? So he sues. Makes its way up to the Supreme Court, which I'm sure was the goal all along. And the Supreme Court says, yeah, you know what? Actually, you can coordinate. So on the surface, you might be looking at that and saying, well, you know what? That's really not that big of a deal, right? The party funds candidates anyway, gives them money. So why is this important? The answer is a little bit deeper than most of the analysis of this ruling has gone into. A political party can raise larger sums of money than a candidate. And I don't just mean people are more likely to give to a party than a candidate. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the legal campaign contribution limit. For a candidate, an individual can only give what? $1,200, $1,800, somewhere in there. And then they're capped. They can't give that person another dollar. A political party, they can give millions. Millions. So, roughly 2,000-ish over here, or 2 million over here. But if they give it to the party in the past, of course, the party couldn't then go to the candidate and say, hey, okay, we just got this influx of cash from these people in your district. Let's work on ads together. That would have been illegal. Now it's not. So this is basically removing that individual limit for a candidate. Because instead of giving to that person, they can now give to the party and say, hey, basically, you're laundering this money for me. I'm giving it to you, but it needs to go to this person. So make sure you do that. But by doing it this way, the money stays clean, right? That's the money laundering part of it, but it's perfectly legal money laundering now, according to the United States Supreme Court. And of course, the ruling goes into effect immediately. Upon being handed down, that is now the law of the land as of right this second, which not great timing for America, considering we've got some pretty important elections coming up this November, and now all bets are off. Now, the only consolation to this is that the Republican Party is raising record low sums of money this cycle. So will this ruling help the Republican Party in the future? Without question. Absolutely without question, they will benefit from this ruling. Is it going to benefit them this year when they're raising less money than literally ever in modern times? No. Because they don't have the money to do it. So the only silver lining to this is the fact that Republicans are basically broke right now. So having unlimited ability to spend money doesn't really matter to a party that has absolutely no money to speak of. But of course, this also could lead to a massive further corruption of the Democratic Party itself, too. Before Citizens United was handed down by the Supreme Court many years ago, before that ruling, do you know who the two top groups donating money to the Democratic Party were? Trial lawyers, right? The people who represent plaintiffs and sue the big corporations, all that. Trial lawyers are number one. Number two, unions. Today, banking and securities, defense contractors. Immediately after Citizens United, the money from the good guys was dwarfed in the Democratic Party by the corporate money. We will likely see another major shift in the Democratic Party with this ruling, so that is also something to keep an eye on. We got to keep them honest. We got to keep them real. Otherwise, they will become the new Republican Party, and a lot of us will be left without a political home. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.